Good morning. Well, today I thought I'd share a little kind of diary of my day. So it's 7:20 in the morning and early start. I normally have an early start, and although I don't actually have any gigs on today, there's quite a lot going on with various things and other, and also I need to practice and I need to do some composing and I do need to do some organising for next week. So yeah, let's see what happens. But first of all, I need to sort out my dogs because, yeah, they're going to need feeding and walking. It's a bit noisy because I'm in my kitchen and I suddenly realised it was an absolute mess and I needed to clean it up. But yes, fed the dogs, and now what the most important thing I need to do is make a list of what I need to do today because it's quite time sensitive. I need to be in very specific places at specific times. I need to make sure I don't mess up with that. So time to do my list of what I need to do and then take the dogs for a walk. Here we are, a rare UK day where I am wearing my sunnies instead of Wellington boots when I'm walking the dogs in the woods. So this is a nice bit of time out. Dogs get a good run around, and I'm going to have a good think because I'm writing a piece at the moment and I like to use time in the woods to just kind of think about my composition. And there we have white bluebells. Amazing. Well, back home now and had a really lovely walk. Dogs had a great time, and it was just so nice to see everything so kind of just growing nicely with the summer. So good thing I did my little check earlier about what to do today, because I suddenly realised that I've really got not much time today. And next week I've got 3 concerts with Amy Turk and a workshop, and I need to practice. So it's 9 o'clock now. Just having my coffee and yeah, need to get on with some practice. So I'm 20 minutes into my practice and moved on to the pedal harp because some of the pieces I'm doing in the concert next week are on pedal harp. And of course I'm thinking, oh, that sounds a bit rogue, and yeah, I've got a string dramatically about to snap, so got to change the string. Well, my alarm's just gone off, which means it's 10 a.m. and that hour just sped by. So all I've really got time to do was I just kind of top and tailed the recitals that I'm doing with Amy next week. But I did get a chance to spend the first 10 minutes just having a quick look at some new exercises. And I just wanted to show you, these are a book I got last week at the Camac weekend by Amanda Whiting. Practicing with intention, and I went to a little session she did and had a chat to her about that, and yeah, it's really interesting. Ideally I'd like to spend at least an hour on this, but it was only just like 10 minutes, but yeah, it was really really good exercise book. I'm really pleased with that. I'm looking forward to really getting stuck into that. So today is the second Sunday of the month, and I run a harp ensemble, Cheshire Harps, and we're going to have a meeting later. So why I set the alarm for 10 is for this next hour, I need to work out what I'm doing in the session. We've already pre-planned what the music is. Dogs are barking. But what I need to do now is I need to get all the music out and sort all that out, and just show you my file of music there. It's all my ensemble music. So I need to get all that in order. I need to study some scores so that I know exactly what I'm doing when we meet up in a couple of hours. And most importantly, I need to get all the tea and coffee together. So I'm going to do that now and come back in a bit. I'm on my second cup of coffee in the morning, which is well needed, and it's 11 o'clock. And yeah, we're nearly there. I'm just having a very quick break. So I've got everything ready for Cheshire Harps. I've studied the scores. I've got all that there, remembered the keys. So I've got a big pile of music here. The reason for that is we're doing a collaboration later this year with Red Rose Harps, who are part of Harps Northwest. And we thought it'd be nice to play some music together. So what we are doing with this collaboration with Red Rose Harps is we're going to have a special session where they've chosen 3 pieces that are in their repertoire. We've chosen 3 pieces in our repertoire, and we're going to kind of just have a big play session together. So they'll be learning our music now, and we're learning theirs. So that's why there's so much music. So I'm going to take it down and make sure that everyone's got all the stuff that we need to learn so that we can have a really nice play together later in the year, and that's a really nice session. So what I've got to do now is I've actually got to run an errand. My husband runs a saxophone course, and he's been doing that all weekend, and I've been doing the buffet lunch in the middle. So I'm just providing some food for everyone, and it's the final day today, and we normally like to have something hot for people to eat, so it's not just cold foods. So I've just got the oven on. I've got some nice vegetarian kind of little things to go in the oven. So I'm just going to cook those, wrap up in tin foil, dash over to where the venue is, where he's holding the course, just put the lunch out for them, and then go straight on to my harp ensemble and get everything opened up and ready for that. So quick cup of coffee, pack up my harp, load the car. See you later. And that's the car fully loaded for the harp ensemble. 1 harp, 1 trolley, 1 big bag of music and stuff, and tea, coffee and cake. Okay, here we are. Managed to get the food sorted out. So there we got a tray of hot food. So I'm going to run my errand and drop the food off to some hungry saxophonists, and then get down to sort out some harps. So back home, quick cup of tea. It's now 3:30. So we've had 2 hours of harp ensemble. That was an absolute joy. I absolutely loved doing the harp ensemble. Yeah, and I've run my errands for today. So I'm kind of back to where I started really, which is thinking about my new composition and how to move that forward. So I've only been composing for about 6 years, but in that time I've done about over 30 pieces. So I kind of know and trust the process now, that I kind of recognise the process of how I go through writing a piece. And a lot of it, I mean, it sounds really obvious, but just involves an insane amount of thinking time. And I like to do that really at the start and think it through in my head before I sit down at the harp, before I start to write things down. So because this piece is as my little notebook here, because this piece is at its really early stages, where is it? It's, you know, it's really kind of just like a little bit of scribbles down that I've written down at the moment. What I tend to do is, let me find something here, some pieces. So that's actually like the notes I wrote for a trio piece that I wrote called Carousels of Dreams. So as you can see, there's not a not a huge amount written on the page here, but I think about things and then I write them down. So pretty much once I've kind of written this down, it's clear and formulated in my head. And then I get the form sorted out, and again I sort that all out in my head, so that, you know, these very sort of strange kind of shorthand notes kind of mean something to me. So actually a piece I wrote recently, quite a long substantial piece. Where is one? It's here. You know, it's not it's not actually much there written down, but you know, I've kind of written out the chords, and I've written out chords, and I've got little notes, so I kind of know what the form is. And then once I've formulated that form, I'll then sit down and go straight into scoring it. So it's pretty much kind of having that overview from the start of the structure, and not worrying too much about the detail, because that kind of comes as I work on the piece. So I'm at that very early stage where I'm still looking at it and I'm still working out the form. Well, I haven't really got as far as the form yet, but I'm still kind of working out concepts and stuff like that. So for things like that, I need a lot of quiet time, and it's really hard to find time where I can just sit and think. But I find being in nature really, really helps. And luckily I have two gorgeous dogs that need walks. So it's a nice day. I am probably going to go for a dog walk, and I'll go and find a bit more nature, and I'll do that for a couple of hours now, and start the day, end the day as I started, kind of just thinking about my piece and how I'm going to progress that forward. So thanks for watching this. This is a kind of new thing that I've done, doing a little kind of video diary of a day, and it's been a strange one because obviously I haven't actually had any gigs or rehearsals, but I've tried to squeeze in a bit of practice, and I've tried to squeeze in a bit of sort of creative thinking about my new composition. But there we go. Thanks for watching.